In a landmark verdict, the Nepal Supreme Court has allowed the registration of same-sex marriages in Nepal. We take a look today at the LGBTQI rights across South Asia.
The 28th of June 1969, 54 years ago, the Stonewall Inn, a gay bar in New York's Greenwich Village, became a flashpoint. The LGBTQ+ community members clashed with police after they were harassed during a raid. Before and during the 1960s, several laws in the United States prohibited public displays of sexuality. The legal landscape for the LGBTQ+ community has been constantly evolving since the 1969 uprising. More than 5 decades later, a milestone in Nepal. Same-sex couples can now register their marriages after the country's apex court issued a temporary order clearing the way for gay marriage, a landmark first in a largely conservative country. The Supreme Court has been considering a petition on the issue filed by gay rights activists. The court issued the interim order on the 28th of June, the iconic date of the LGBTQ+ movement. Surendra Pandey and his partner Maya Gurung said they were relieved to be able to finally register their marriage with the authorities. The couple got married 6 years ago at a temple following Hindu tradition, with a priest conducting the rituals among friends and family. They did not get any certificate then to show their marriage is legal. For them, finally, this ruling is a breath of fresh air.
We are so happy that the Nepalese authorities have shown this affection to us and are treating us like equal citizens of the country. It finally feels like we are getting treated somehow, like we are also people of this country.
Majority Hindu Nepal has become increasingly progressive since a decade-long Maoist rebellion ended in 2006. The country's constitution also explicitly states there can be no discrimination based on sexual orientation. Meet Sunil Babu Pant, an openly gay former parliamentarian who hailed the decision as a huge victory for all those who have been fighting for the cause.
At a personal level, for those who are, living together, it's a huge victory because practically they can register their marriage and then their rights immediately can be exercised by them.
For now, the Supreme Court ordered the government to establish a separate register of marriages for same-sex couples. It wasn't clear when the court would make a final decision on the case. As of now, Taiwan is the only country in Asia that recognizes gay marriage. Let's take a look at where the LGBTQ+ right stands in other South Asian countries. In 2018, a landmark judgment by the Supreme Court overturned a colonial-era law and decriminalized homosexuality in India. The court's verdict was a major milestone for the LGBTQ community. This year, India's top court began hearing arguments in favor of marriage equality for them. The Supreme Court termed it a matter of seminal importance for the country. 18 couples petitioned the Supreme Court to legalize same-sex marriage. After 10 days of hearing, the court reserved its verdict. A decision on this is awaited. Pakistan does not have civil rights laws to prohibit discrimination or harassment based on sexual orientation. LGBT matters have never been brought up in the political discourse. This year, Pakistan's Supreme Court ordered that transgender law is against all Islamic and cultural laws, and therefore transgender bill has been cancelled by the Pakistani government. Harassment, intimidation, persecution, violence, and the death penalty. That's the fate of any LGBTQ member in Afghanistan. Yahya, who identifies as a gay and non-conforming person, says he was brutally beaten by a Taliban guard after the Taliban takeover.
When they know about yourself, they definitely know that you have been involved in certain acts and you identify yourself as a certain person. In this case, gay. So they will either throw you out from a tall building, that's their law. And now, in 1996, there were not a lot of tall buildings in Kabul, but now there are a lot of taller buildings. They'll just throw you out. If you became alive, that's you. Or they will throw a wall on you, that's their law. Or they will just shoot you, the easiest one.
Homosexuality is illegal under Bangladeshi law, which is inherited from the colonial British Indian government's Section 377 of 1860. Maldives. This is another Muslim country that has criminalized homosexuality. The Maldivian law prescribes criminal penalties for same-sex sexual conduct and relationships. The Penal Code of the Maldives works with Islamic Sharia law to punish any acts relating to homosexuality through fines, prison sentences, and lashings. LGBTQ tourists are generally welcomed at most tourist islands, resorts, and hotels, but are cautioned on public activity. Things are changing in Bhutan. Same-sex sexual activity was decriminalized in the Himalayan kingdom in 2021. Meet Tashi Chodin, the first openly homosexual person in the country and the first contestant to represent Bhutan at the Miss Universe competition.
When the whole journey to Miss Bhutan initially started, I was getting a lot of support from the LGBT community, but that was within Bhutan. But now having won the crown, I've been getting a lot of international support as well.
In Sri Lanka too, there is a new ray of hope for the gay and lesbian community. The country's apex court has given the green light to a bill seeking to decriminalize homosexuality, a move that is hailed as a historic development by campaigners.